All right, get ready for today's deep dive because we are heading straight into some internet drama.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all about online gaming today.
It is a virtual battleground out there.
It really
It's
is.
like a soap opera, but with more pixels.
Yeah, more pixels and probably more rage quitting, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And the stakes are higher because these games,
Well, they're playing for keeks in some cases, right?
That's right.
We're not talking about like messing around in Mario Kart.
No.
This
Yeah.
is serious business.
Yeah, these are people, I have a stack of articles about some crazy stuff that's been happening.
RSAC, yeah.
World of Warcraft, Path of Exile 2, Diablo 4,
Even Outer Wilds,
Outer Wilds.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
all over the place.
yeah, where do we even begin?
Well, I think a good place to start would be with this streamer, Pirate Software,
Okay.
aka Jason Thor Hall.
Okay, yeah, Pirate Software, that name.
Yeah.
I've seen that floating around.
Yeah, he's kind of at the center of a lot of this, and not in a good way.
Okay, so fill me in. What's he been up to?
So he first got on everybody's radar for an incident in World of Warcraft called the Roach Incident.
Okay.
He was playing hardcore mode with a guild called OnlyFangs, and for anybody who doesn't know hardcore mode, that means when your character dies, it's permadeath.
Oh, wow.
So the stakes are already pretty high.
Yeah.
And during a dungeon run, things went very badly, and he was accused of basically letting his guildmates die to keep his own character alive.
So like every man for himself kind of situation.
Pretty much.
Okay, so did he at least try to explain himself?
He did. He claims that the communication was bad in the group and everyone was playing poorly, leading to 2 deaths.
Okay.
But other people in the guild, including Soda Poppin, say that he could have used his mage abilities to help his teammates.
Mm.
Or at the very least, he could have used a mana gem to restore his mana so he could help them.
Okay.
Instead, he cast Ice Barrier on himself, which drains mana,
So it made it look like he was
making sure that he survived
Yeah.
rather than helping the team. So
strategic decision or just a selfish move?
Right, and that's not the only thing he's been accused of recently.
Really?
Yeah, so this is where things get a little wilder. Now he's facing accusations of cheating in other games.
Okay.
Like Outer Wilds and Animal Wall.
Ah.
So in Outer Wilds, people are saying that he was looking at his phone to get puzzle solutions, and streamer Destiny actually backs this up. He looked at the VOD of Pirate Software's game.
What's a VOD?
That's a recording of the stream.
Okay, so there's like video evidence of him potentially cheating.
Yeah, it looks that way in Animal Wall. Well, a YouTuber named AlbanoLive called him out for potentially using outside help to get secret endings, particularly this one that took the entire community weeks to figure out.
Okay, so this is
More than one game.
multiple games.
Yeah, and despite his denials, he's saying he was just playing Monster Hunter on his phone. A lot of people aren't buying it.
I mean, it's a pretty convenient excuse.
It is, and he's even getting banned on Twitch because of all of this.
Oh, wow.
So it's getting pretty serious.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is. So that's one streamer potentially going rogue.
Okay, but there is someone a little more high profile that has also been caught up in the gaming drama today.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, the man who sends rockets into space, runs multiple companies, but even he can't resist the allure of online gaming, apparently.
What did he do? Try to launch a Tesla into Fortnite?
Almost as bad, he boasted about having a globally ranked hardcore character in Path of Exile 2,
Okay.
which raised some eyebrows because this is a really hard game.
Yeah.
But then he live streamed his gameplay, and let's just say his skills didn't really match up to the claims.
So you're telling me the guy who wants to colonize Mars can't handle a video game?
The internet seems to think so, and
Okay.
so naturally, accusations of account boosting started flying around.
Account boosting for people who might not know.
Is when you pay someone else to play on your account and level up your character for you.
So instead of putting in the work himself, he allegedly took a shortcut.
Yeah, basically. And instead of directly addressing these accusations, he kind of joked about it. Okay.
He said that a Chinese player named Yolongma was actually the one who got him to such a high rank.
Who's Yolongma?
It's an internet personality that looks a lot like Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was clearly a joke, but...
But it also felt like a way to not answer the question.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then Asmongold, another big streamer, called him out.
Okay.
He offered to stream on X, formerly known as Twitter, if Musk could prove that he leveled his character up legitimately.
Ooh, putting his money where his mouth is.
He did.
What happened?
So Musk unfollowed Asmongold
Okay.
and then, get this, leaked their private DMs.
Whoa, he leaked the private messages.
He did.
What was he thinking?
I don't know, but it's a very bad look for him. And it might even be against X's terms of service.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's allowed.
Yeah, and in these DMs, Asmongold calls him out for seeming insecure and says that he uses editors. And so I think Musk was trying to discredit him somehow by releasing these.
Okay.
But Asmongold then came back and clarified that he hires editors.
Okay.
He doesn't work for editors.
Okay, and he pointed out the irony of Musk trying to discredit him for using editors while he himself is leaking private messages.
To control the narrative.
Exactly.
Ouch.
Yeah, so Musk never really addressed the boosting accusations head on, but then adding fuel to the fire, his hardcore Path of Exile 2 character died.
So after all this drama, his character is gone.
Gone.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah.
It's almost poetic justice.
It is, but wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
Grimes, his ex-partner, actually chimed in on all of this.
Okay, now this, I got it here.
So she defends some of his Diablo 4 achievements.
Okay.
Apparently, she saw him become the first American druid to clear a certain seasonal activity, and he even finished the season as the best in the U.S. She says there are witnesses even mentioning another game called Polytopia, where he beat a player named Felix.
Okay, so she's vouching for his Diablo skills, but what about Path of Exile 2?
Well, she admits that she has doubts about that one.
Okay.
You know, acknowledging that it's a really hard game,
Yeah.
and Musk's schedule is very busy.
So basically she says it's reasonable to assume that he had help with Path of Exile 2, even if she believes his other achievements are legit.
Wow. Even his ex is questioning his gaming skills.
Yeah.
This is wild. So we have one streamer facing multiple accusations of cheating and another facing accusations of boosting and then leaking DMs to try to deflect. What a mess.
And this is just the beginning. There's so much more to unpack, especially when we look at the fallout of all of this drama and what it says about online gaming culture.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention. Let's keep taking.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast things can spiral online. Like, you know, in-game disagreements turn into accusations of cheating and boosting, and then we have leaked messages and even death threats. Like, it just gets out of control.
Yeah, it's intense, for sure. Like, the online gaming world is no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the line between just, like, passionate gameplay and then just being toxic?
Yeah, and we have to remember that behind those avatars are real people.
Yeah, with real feelings.
Yeah.
Speaking of real people, Pirate Software actually claims that this World of Warcraft drama has had some pretty serious real-world consequences for him.
Yeah, he posted on X saying that after that Roach incident, he and his community got bombarded with hate messages and even death threats.
Oh, wow.
He even said his ferret rescue charity was targeted.
Really? That's awful. I mean,
Yeah.
people need to remember that words have power, especially online, where things can just blow up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it just goes to show that this online toxicity can really impact people's lives offline.
Yeah, for sure. So did he just sit back and take it, or did he try to, like, fight back?
He claims he fought back. He said on a later stream that he was reporting people, even other content creators, who were sending him these hateful comments and, like, hate raids.
Raids, what's that?
That's when a streamer's chat gets flooded with bots and trolls that are just spamming horrible messages.
Okay.
And he even went so far as to say that this was the real reason why OnlyFans kicked him out.
Okay.
Because they didn't agree with him reporting all these people.
So he's kind of positioning himself as the victim here, like taking a stand against cyberbullying.
Yeah.
But was there any pushback against that, like reporting everyone?
There was some people felt like he was reporting too quickly and that he should have maybe tried to work things out with the guild before going that far.
Yeah, it sounds like a complicated situation for sure. Like, on the one hand, you can totally understand why he'd want to protect himself and his community from harassment.
Right.
But is reporting everyone who criticizes you the best solution?
I don't know. It's a tough one. And it just highlights how hard it is to deal with this toxicity online. Like, there's no easy answer.
Yeah, and it sounds like the whole experience really took a toll on him. Didn't he say that he was done with World of Warcraft streaming or something?
He did. During a Twitch stream, he said that he wouldn't be playing classic hardcore mode on stream anymore.
Okay.
And he said it was because of the drama with OnlyFans and because of the threats to his safety.
Okay, so he's stepping away from the game that started it all.
Yeah.
Do you think he regrets his actions, or does he feel like he was unfairly targeted?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but it's clear that this whole thing has had a big impact on him.
Yeah, for sure. And the drama just keeps going, right?
Yeah.
Like, other streamers weighed in on this whole Pirate Software thing, right?
Yeah.
Who else was talking about this?
Well, Tyler One, another popular streamer, he criticized Pirate Software's actions in the dungeon, but he also called out his viewers for sending death threats. He said it was disgusting. So even people who disagree with what Pirate Software did are saying that the harassment is way too far.
Yeah. Right? Like, we can disagree with someone's actions, but still recognize that sending them death threats is never okay.
Right, it's about accountability online.
Absolutely. So speaking of accountability, we can't forget about Elon Musk and the Path of Exile 2 drama. I still can't believe that someone in his position would risk his reputation like that over a video game.
It is kind of wild, right? Like, you'd think he'd have bigger things to worry about than trying to convince everyone he's a gaming god.
Seriously.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You have so many other things going on.
Yeah, but it seems like all those attempts to, like, deflect or whatever backfired big time. Didn't he eventually admit to account sharing and real money trading in the game?
He did. A YouTuber named Nicorex posted DMs from Musk where he admitted to both of those things, saying that it's impossible to beat players in Asia if you don't account share.
So he finally confessed. What was his reasoning?
Well, he did try to clarify by saying that anytime you saw him on video playing the games, it was actually him playing. But that didn't really win over a lot of people.
Yeah, especially not Asmongold.
No, not at all. And as Mongold pointed out, that when someone's presenting something as their account and their achievements, people are going to assume they're the one who did it.
Right.
He also argued that Musk's past comments about his gaming skills, like on the Joe Rogan podcast, made it seem like he was intentionally trying to build this image of himself as like a top-tier gamer.
So I was just joking, defense didn't really fly. It sounds like his credibility took a major hit.
It did, for sure. And this whole thing brings up some interesting ethical questions about account boosting and real money trading in games.
Yeah.
These practices violate the whole idea of fair play and competition.
Right. It's basically cheating, but with real-world money involved.
Exactly.
But beyond the fairness within the game, didn't this also spark a bigger conversation about, like, the role of influencers and what they should and shouldn't be doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, Musk's decision to leak those DMs with Asmongold, especially with him being CEO of X, really raised some concerns about the power dynamics between influencers and platforms.
Yeah.
It also brought up questions about online privacy and how people in positions of power should be using their platforms ethically.
Yeah. It's a dangerous precedent to set when someone with that much influence can just publicly shame someone who disagrees with them.
Yeah, for sure. And this whole situation just shows how important critical thinking and media literacy are these days.
Yeah.
We have to be able to separate fact from fiction and recognize bias and manipulation and hold people accountable for their actions.
So besides the fact that we probably shouldn't trust Elon Musk when it comes to his gaming skills, what are the big takeaways from all of this?
I think it's a reminder that the gaming world is just as complex and nuanced as the real world.
Yeah.
You have communities, friendships, rivalries, and, plenty of drama, just like in real life.
Yeah.
And there are consequences for our actions.
Yeah. And online spaces aren't immune to toxicity and harassment either. Like, we need to be mindful of how our words and actions can affect other people and stand up to bad behavior when we see it.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe this whole thing can start some important conversations about ethics in gaming, the influence of these streamers, and just the importance of creating healthy and respectful online communities.
Well said, but hold on. There's one more layer to this whole thing that we need to address. Remember how Pirate Software was accused of looking up those puzzle solutions for Outer Wilds? Well, it turns out that accusation might be a bit more complicated than it seems at first glance.
Oh, yeah, there's a twist to the story.
Really?
Yeah, it adds a whole new dimension to the conversation. You're ready to go even deeper.
Always lay it on me. All right. You said there was a twist with the Outer Wilds accusations against Pirate Software?
Yeah?
What is it?
Okay, so remember how Pirate Software was defending himself?
Yeah?
He brought up a really interesting point.
Okay.
He basically said that the whole point of playing Outer Wilds is to explore and figure things out on your own, like looking up solutions or watching other people play would totally ruin the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe like spoiling the ending of a movie or reading a mystery novel backwards.
Exactly. You get the information, but you don't really get the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it even possible to cheat in a game where the only person you're competing against is yourself?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where things get kind of philosophical. Some people would argue that as long as you're not, like, exploiting glitches in the game or using third-party tools to cheat, you can play however you want.
Yeah, like you're not impacting anyone else's game
Right.
by looking up a solution if you get stuck.
Right.
It's a single-player game.
Exactly. But then on the other hand, some people might say that even in a single-player game, there's still some kind of code you should follow. Like, part of the fun is figuring things out for yourself.
Yeah, it's like the difference between solving a crossword puzzle and just looking up all the answers.
Yeah.
You might technically finish it, but it's not the same feeling.
Right, and especially in a game like Outer Wilds, where the whole point is the journey of exploring and discovering new things,
Right.
looking up a solution would kind of be like robbing yourself of the intended experience.
So even if he was looking at his phone for solutions,
Yeah.
it's more about personal ethics than actually like cheating in the
Right.
traditional sense.
Yeah, it's a gray area for sure, and it brings up this whole conversation about how we approach single-player games and what we value about exploration and problem solving.
Wow. So we started with accusations of cheating, and now we're talking about the philosophy of gaming.
It's a deep dive.
It really is.
Yeah.
It got deep fast.
Yeah.
So for all the gamers out there listening, what's the takeaway from all of this drama?
I think these stories are super entertaining, but I think they also show us how online gaming culture is changing.
Yeah.
They bring up questions about like sportsmanship and ethics, the power of streamers, and, the problem of online toxicity.
Right. And it's a good reminder to be a critical thinker when you're online
Yeah.
and to approach all this information with a little bit of skepticism.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the drama and take sides.
Yeah.
But it's important to look at all the angles of the story and, be aware of bias
Absolutely.
and misinformation.
For sure.
Okay, so before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about the ethics of cheating in single-player games. But what about the role of game developers themselves?
Oh, interesting.
Could they design games in a way that, discourages players from looking up solutions, or is that part of the challenge?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Right.
Yeah. It's something for all of us to think about as we navigate this world of gaming.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the sometimes dramatic world of online gaming.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep playing, keep thinking, and keep the conversation going.